Hi friend, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are making frosted gingerbread brownies, and we will be making a vintage ermine frosting to put over top of it. These brownies are soft and tender and perfectly spiced, while the frosting adds a silky sweet layer that melts in your mouth. The first thing we're going to do is get our oven preheated to 350 degrees. And I have all the ingredients ready, and this recipe will be in the description below. And we'll start by adding 1 cup of butter, 1.5 cups of brown sugar. If you don't have brown sugar, you can make it yourself. For every 1 cup of sugar, you add 1 tablespoon of molasses, and then you have your brown sugar. Now we'll add 2 eggs, and 2 tablespoons of molasses. And then we have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. This is some of the homemade vanilla that I've made, and I do have a video on that. Now we're gonna mix this together. All right, so I'll scrape my sides down. And then I'll get my dry ingredients over here. I'm gonna set these spices off to the side. And I always just put my dry ingredients off to the side and mix all the ingredients together before mixing it with the rest of it, but you can mix it in another bowl if you prefer. So that was 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and we have 1 tablespoon of ground ginger and 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, and then we have 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'll take this tablespoon and stir in the dry ingredients together. Make sure that they're incorporated well before I mix it with the wet ingredients underneath. I find that this just saves dirtying more dishes when it's not necessary, because I do it this way all the time. If you're new at cooking, it's probably best to just mix it separately in another bowl. So now I'm gonna mix it in with my wet ingredients. We're just gonna stir these together until they're completely combined. My butter was a little on the cooler side, so it's a very stiff dough, as you can see. The recipe says to put it in a 9x9 pan. Mine is oblong. It's not 9x9, but it's small. You can put it in a bigger pan. You just have thinner brownies. You wanna make sure that you've oiled your pan. See how stiff that is? I'm gonna have to grab a spoon here and help with this process a little bit. I'm sure that if you had warm butter, it wouldn't be this stiff, but I don't mind it like this. You can really smell the ginger. Press this out in here. Okay, it's ready to go in the oven. All right, let's get this in here. And it says to set the timer for 28 to 33 minutes. I'm gonna set it for 28 minutes. And we'll come back and check it later. Let's take a peek and see if these brownies are done. Ooh, they look good. It says to make sure the center is not jiggly and that the edges are set, and it has, so I'm going to pull this out. I think I'm gonna take this to the garage so it can cool down quicker. All right, while the brownies are cooling, I'm going to get the stove on to medium-high heat, and we'll put 1 cup of milk in and 5 tablespoons of flour. We're gonna whisk this constantly for about 3 to 5 minutes or until no lumps remain, and the mixture will thicken and resemble a very thick pudding. This ermine frosting is a vintage recipe dating back to the early 1900s, and I have found some sources that say that it dates back into the 1800s. It's already starting to thicken. I'm gonna cool this down because it's thickening very quickly. I'm gonna get this off now. It's pretty thick and all the lumps are gone. And so now we gotta let this cool to room temperature. We'll get started making our frosting. Put 2 sticks of butter and then 1 cup of brown sugar. This is only 1/4 cup, so I'll have to add 4 of them. I gotta show you my cute little bear. So you put it in water for 20 minutes, you dry it off, and then you put it in the brown sugar, and it keeps the brown sugar from clumping. I'll try and think to put a link to it in the description below. So we're gonna mix this together for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's light and fluffy. All right, I'll scrape the sides down. All right, now we'll add this cooled milk mixture to this. So the next step is to add our spices, and the way the recipe reads is you mix together this gingerbread spice and then you measure out a certain portion of it to put in here. Well, to me that doesn't make a lot of sense to mix that all up when I probably won't use it in anything else. So what I did is I broke it down into a smaller amount that has somewhat similar ratio, but we don't have to mix anything ahead. So I'm going to use a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is a 1/4 teaspoon, so I'll use 2 of them. 1/4 teaspoon of ginger, 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. I'm using the whole nutmeg, so I'm just gonna guess at it. It won't take very much. 1/8 teaspoon of allspice, a scant 1/8 teaspoon of cloves. The recipe says you can add ground cardamom, and I don't have any, so we're gonna call this good. All right, let's scrape these sides down and mix it some more. All right, that looks good. So we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I got a little carried away there. I'm gonna add just a little dash of salt. The recipe doesn't call for that. I think salt always helps, even with sweet things, to kind of enhance the flavor. So now we're gonna mix this for 7 to 8 minutes or until the frosting is smooth and creamy. That looks pretty good. I think it's time to put this frosting on the brownies. Now that the brownies have cooled, we can get them frosted. That is a very generous portion of frosting. I would love it if you could think of something you'd like to see me film, whether it be organizing or baking or preserving. This time of year I won't be doing gardening. There's so many things we could bake or cook or preserve, but I'd just love to hear your thoughts. And I'd also love to hear where some of you are from. I'm in Michigan. I know some of you are from other countries, and I just love to hear about that. I have to fess up and say that I already tasted the frosting and it is so good. Okay, it's time to cut into this. Doesn't that look so good? I'm ready to see what this tastes like. The moment I have been waiting for, because I've never tried these before. This is a new recipe for me. That's actually really good. The best way I can describe it is it has such a depth of flavor. The warm spices and that frosting. I think I'll be making this a lot more often. I'm not crazy about icky sweet frosting, unless of course it's cream cheese frosting on a carrot cake. But this tastes so good. I can't wait to finish the piece, but I hope that you give this a try because it really is very good. Whenever I saw the recipe, it sounded really good, but you just never really know if you've never made it before. So I'm glad I gave it a try, and I will be making this again. So I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. Bye for now.